Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider Man. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, make sure you guys wipe them feet around here. That means get those likes up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Once again, we're getting closer and closer to our goal of 30,000 subscribers, and we cannot do that without you guys, man. It is game day. I am hyped. I see Green Dot Gang is already heavy in the building. Salute to King Wrecker, number 1, 2, 3. I see my guy, man, BOK in the building, checking in from the 505. Salute to you. Salute to the Mod Fathers as well. I see Mo Money also in the building. Primos. Yes, man, it definitely feels like a playoff game. A lot of implications for that AFC West today, you guys. Once again, man, the Chiefs go out there, lose to Philly, I believe 20-17. They look bad. They look bad offensively, you guys. KC looks very, very beatable. The defense kind of showed up yesterday, kept Philly in check, but that offense looked terrible. Kelsey dropping that ball at the goal line. Look, I'm here for it. Denver loses on a last-second field goal in Indy. This division is wide open. And today, I know it's only week 2, and I don't want to jump the gun here, but man, this game feels like it's mandatory that we win this football game. If we win, we're number 1 in the division, 2-0. Only team that can say that, while the Chargers will be 1-1, Chiefs 1-1, Chiefs 0-2, Broncos 1-1. So, yeah, man, I'm here for it. Once again, man, this is a major, major game with a ton of AFC West implications. We have to show up and show out out there at Allegiant Stadium today. Home field advantage. It sounds as though now, I think originally it was reported 86%. Now they're saying that it's over 90% Raider fans. So that place is going to be blacked out. It is Pete Carroll's 74th birthday. You know, JPJ is out with the concussion, you guys. It's going to be tough. You know, he had a tough week 1. But Alex Cappa is a veteran, you guys. I know he had a really rough last season with Cincinnati, but who didn't? That O-line was really in shambles all year long. I mean, look what they did yesterday. Burrow's already hurt, and it looks as though he'll be out for like 3 months. So, you know, I'm expecting Cappa to go in and show some life there at right guard next to DJ Glaze. I think we'll be okay. But guess what? Brock Bowers will be playing. That's all that matters to me. I know, you know, he's dealing with that knee injury. I don't know how involved they're going to get him in the offense, but he's a joker. I mean, you could just throw him out there and he has to be accounted for. So even if Brock doesn't go out there and have 100, 200 yards receiving, he always has to be accounted for. I would put Brock out there a ton, even if you don't target him as much as you did week 1 against New England. Make sure to put him out there and keep that defense honest. But I'm hyped, man. I am hyped. Yeah, Primos, that O-line is bad. It's bad. It is bad. So I'm up for this game today, you guys. Me and Hammer will be doing the play-by-play tonight for Monday Night Football. So if anyone is looking for a place to hang out with some Raider fans, pull up over here to OLV Raiders Network and Hammer's channel, and we'll definitely be calling this game every single play. We don't care how late it is. We're going to be here every step of the way to make sure that we're here for you guys. So salute to my guy CGR. Wipe them feet, a.k.a. hit that like button. Get those likes up. Yes. Salute to my guy CGR, man. Longy says the linebackers. I mean, nobody can keep up with Bowers, honestly. I mean, who can? I mean, you know, honestly, who can really keep up with Brock Bowers? You know, it's funny. I'm kind of waiting for that Broncos, you know, game. I want to see what Surtain can do on Brock. You know, that put Surtain on him. Let's see what he can do. But I mean, honestly, man, Brock is just different. There's truly no way that you can guard that guy. Raiders guy says, Graphk, you better drink hella rock stars, bro. Hey, man, look, I got my C4s on deck. We are good to go. We are good to go. So we're good. Coach, I have to say this, right? That defense looked bad. It looked bad yesterday. I'm not going to take one game and say that they have an overrated defense. They have a ton of talent on that side of the football. They have a great defensive-minded DC. I'm not going to take away from that defense. Yes, you know, they gave away that game yesterday, but that offense struggled too. I mean, both threw a nasty pick. You know what I mean? A nasty penalty at the end of the game allowed Indy to kick another field goal, get another attempt, and they ended up making his time expired. So, but you know, one thing about that defense yesterday was I believe they didn't get any turnovers. That was the major difference. And hey, man, Daniel Jones, I'm going to be real, you guys. I booked my flight. We got our tickets to the Indy game. I'm a little nervous about that game, man. With Jonathan Taylor running like a rabid dog and Daniel Jones out there looking like Vanilla Vic again. Hey, man, Indianapolis is a sneaky ball club. I'm telling you now, man, that's going to be definitely a competitive ball game for us. When we looked at it originally when the season came around, right? Well, when it started and we seen the schedule, we think the Colts, even on the road, whatever. They play us kind of tough usually. We'll be all right. We'll get this one. Man, they're 2-0 right now. 2-0. Convincing win against Miami, who was a very bad team. And then they beat Denver on a last-second field goal. They're nice, man. And that defense is sneaky as well. So, salute to my brother Ty in the building, man, on the $5 smackaroonie. Depending on you guys tonight for the play-by-play while I'm at work, let's effing go. Take back our division. Raiders. Come on, Ty. You know we got you, brother. You know we got you. We'll be here every step of the way. So you already know what time it is. Once again, you guys, JPJ will not be playing. I took the last 2 days off, took the entire weekend off to spend with the family, watch some football, kind of hang out around the house, spend some time with the dog, just do the whole family thing. But I didn't get a chance to go live and talk about the whole Brock Bowers thing. Great to see that he is going to be active. But the JPJ thing is very, very worrisome. Very worrisome. This was an issue that he had at Oregon. You know, a concussion. And to be honest, there's a video surfacing on Twitter, and I could be wrong. I don't want to speculate, but they were saying that there was a specific drill they were doing with all the O-linemen, and they were kind of just running into each other. And it looked like it wasn't even that big of a deal. And it kind of rattled him. Yes, Tim, that's what set him back last year. So, yes, I mean, concussions have definitely been an issue with JPJ. So I'm a little worried about him right now, man. You know what I mean? And honestly, even let's just say he wasn't at right guard. Maybe this is one of the reasons they put him at guard as well. You put him at center, it could be even more tough of an assignment to go out there and battle it out with all those concussions. JPJ worries me right now, man. I have to keep it real. JPJ worries me. But, you know, we got Cappa on a 2-year deal. We did go get Caleb Rogers in the draft. They like him a lot. You know what I mean? So we'll see. You know, we got a few guys that can back up there at the right guard spot. Let's just say Cappa goes out there and struggles. You could potentially, you know, bring Caleb Rogers out, bring the Rook out of Texas Tech. You know, we can shuffle that O-line if need be. But it's kind of scary to see that JPJ is already this young in his career dealing with concussions back-to-back seasons. And once again, at Oregon, he dealt with those as well. So, it's kind of worrisome, man. Let me see. 33-30 Raiders. Okay. Raiders guy. Graphk, you think we slide into playoffs replacing the Bengals? Because I don't see the Bengals making it. Honestly, Raiders guy, I didn't see them making it even before Joe Burrow got hurt. You know, I didn't. You know, they struggled last year. They tried to go on a run at the end of the year and kind of try and sneak in. They sat back the last week of the season and was very dependent on other teams to lose for them to sneak in. Look, that defense is very suspect. That O-line is suspect. Yeah, they have 2 great wide receivers. Yes, they have one of the better quarterbacks in football, but now he has a toe injury, and it looks like it's like a grade 3 turf toe. So it looks like he'll be out for like 3 months. He has to have surgery. So I don't think that Cincinnati was going to make it in the first place. there may be another sneaky team that could potentially sneak in. Watching Jacksonville yesterday, I was like, oh man, I thought maybe the way they performed week 1 that they could be one of those sneaky teams. They didn't show me enough. Trevor Lawrence still throwing picks and, the young wide receiver dropping footballs left and right. The Texans, they've been in the playoffs the last 2 years. Today is a big game for them. If they lose to Tampa Bay and they go 0-2, I got to keep it real. I'm looking at the Texans as a team that may not even be anywhere near, the wild card. They may make a run at some point, but I don't know. They're coming back down to earth a little bit as well. So, but I'm not going to talk about playoffs. Let's take this week by week, you guys. It's week 2. We have a big divisional game tonight. Let's keep the Chargers in front of us. And then we got the Commanders who are going to have extended time off coming off that loss, and Jaden Daniels dealing with, didn't he have like an MRI, I believe, on his knee, something to monitor going into next week, but they're mad. They're upset, and we're going into their place. So I'm just focused right now on the Chargers. And then we have a really, really, really upset, very disgruntled Commanders team waiting to see us next week. And do not think for once, you guys, that, that OC out there that was supposed to be our offensive coordinator, he left because he didn't get a 3rd year on his deal, which was cap. Absolute bullshit. He's seen the quarterback situation and was like, I'm out of here. But don't think for once that Kingsbury's not going to have those guys ready to go. So Chargers, Commanders, not worry about the playoffs. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Salute to my brother Jason Hunter in the building. Yes, Valley Podcast. I seen it, and to be honest with you, he didn't really say anything wrong. Valley Podcast. I mean, did he say anything? I mean, a lot of people were saying that last thing he said was salty. I get it, but there was facts tied to that. He said just Geno, baby. He did say not just win, baby, which was kind of a slight at us, right? But he was speaking truth. I mean, look, he said, last year they said they didn't have a quarterback. They're not lying. We had Aiden O'Connell and we had Gardner Minshew. And apparently AP did not get to start his guy, Aiden O'Connell, over Gardner Minshew. So I'm not looking at it as, AP. Look, this is going to be his stick all year long as well, Valley Podcast. They hired him for a reason. He's going to be on there. He's going to take some subtle shots at us and so on and so forth. But don't think for once that AP doesn't respect Pete Carroll. He is an LA guy. Pete Carroll worked wonders at USC. You know what I mean? So he knows that the respect level was there. But they hired him for a reason, you guys. He's going to take some stabs at us here and there. It is what it is. But nothing he said on that show the other day, man, it was all truth. It was all truth. It was all truth. We got Geno. We got a quarterback. So, hey, I look at it as love more than anything. But, yeah, a little bit of salt. But, hey, it is what it is. I mean, who want to be salty? You got fired. My bad, you guys. I am very dehydrated right now, so I'm going to be drinking a ton of water on this show, man. Salute to my brother Hug. Effing pump for tonight, Graphk. Geno and Ashton are going to cook. Talk that talk, Hug. Talk that talk. I definitely have Ashton going over 100 yards on the ground tonight, and I definitely have Geno putting up a 300-piece again tonight in a shootout against the Chargers and Justin Herbert, for sure. Salute to my brother Hug. It's always good to see my guy. Steve, got tickets for the Indy game. Front row, end zone. Steve, I will see you. Let's get a beer out there, my brother. Me, my brother Jason Hunter will be there. Stu will be there. I think my brother B may be coming out there as well. Shieldmore is thinking about taking a flight out there, but we will be out there. So, Steve, definitely we got to catch up and get a drink, bro. And I'm definitely going to hit a cigar lounge out there somewhere near downtown Indianapolis once the game is up or even before the game. So keep me posted, brother. Let me see. Salute to Roy. Let's run these Chargers up and get this W. Raiders. Facts, my brother. Facts. It's going to be a fun game tonight, man. Once again, there's so many different factors with this game today. It's Harbaugh, former Raiders quarterback coach, years ago, got his first shot with the Raiders, right? A lot of rumors and rumblings. If the Raiders would have hired Jim Harbaugh, looks as though we weren't even trying to think about bringing him in to be our new head coach. Got Pete Carroll in the building. It's his birthday, 74 years old. The rest of the division is wide open. Broncos lose. Chiefs are 0-2, right? Chargers coming off a big W week 1 in Brazil, a tough place to play. And, they beat the AFC champions, on the road technically, right? So, Harbaugh and Pete, that is a competition that will forever be solidified. Those guys have went to war at every level, at football, the collegiate level, the NFL level. So I'm hyped. I'm hyped, man. This is going to be a fun game. I'm just hoping and praying that our team shows up for Pete. I'm hoping and praying that these guys show up for Pete because we need this win. This would be a massive win for Pete Carroll, not only because it's his birthday, not only because it's Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers, not only because it's the Chargers, but also it's his first home game. It's his first chance to go out there and perform in front of our fans. What did Pete Carroll do, you guys, this entire offseason? He tried to get the fans out to training camp. They did some free fan training camp stuff where guys can go out there and watch the team. He's trying to get our fan base more bought in Las Vegas. And tonight is a perfect opportunity to do so because the Chargers have one of the thinnest fan bases in football. We're going to be out there deep as hell at Allegiant Stadium. This is an opportunity to go out there and set the tone at home where Pete Carroll was building this thing the right way and changing and shifting the culture. You know what I mean? So this is a big game, not only for our team to show up for Pete, but for us to show up for Pete. We need to be there full swing, screaming Raiders every single play, loud as shit on defense, quiet as a church mouse on offense. Simple and plain. But this is a big game. We need to show up and show out. Real talk, because this is a massive, massive opportunity to get one up in the division. And potentially after this, you guys, go on a run. I mean, honestly, I know I just said think about the Chargers first, but think about this. The Commanders are 1-1. They didn't look like the same team they did last week. They struggled. And, they look beatable. Then you got a few other teams. You got the Bears coming up. They're 0-2. Ben Johnson and those guys struggling. Caleb Williams and those boys got blown out by Detroit. You got Jacksonville and the Titans and the Colts. This can be an opportunity, you guys, for us to really win this game and go on a run. We can go on a run here. Like, there's very much so 4 or 5 beatable teams next up on this schedule. Honestly. And Primos, I'm not taking anything away from the Packers defense. I get that. I understand that. That front seven is nasty. They got Micah, they got Gary, Cooper. I'm not taking anything away from what Green Bay has assembled on the defensive side of the football. But the way the Commanders' offense operated last year, it was just so simple. They were just boom, 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 boom. They didn't look like that last week. I don't care what defense you face. They did not look like that last week. They look beatable. So once again, like I said, there's some winnable games in front of us. This is a massive opportunity to get ahead of not only our division, but our conference. So these conference games mean a ton. I can live with traveling out east and losing to the Commanders in Washington, D.C. Do I think we can win that game? Definitely. It's definitely a winnable game, but I can live with that. Division game, conference game. Then you got other teams coming up. Once again, the Titans, the Jags, the Browns. Conference games. Those games mean a lot come late in the season when you're trying to potentially sneak into the playoffs or, buy or whatever it is. So this is a big opportunity for us today, you guys, to go out there and go crazy. Salute to Hafi. Realistically, this is the first year with Pete. I'll be happy as long as we can see the Raiders are competitive. I agree with you, Hafi. But this is the thing, right? If they go out there and beat the Chargers, and we go out there and we have a competitive battle with the Commanders, yeah, it's great to be competitive. But honestly, if you can rattle off a few wins, we may be having a different conversation. Year one can mean, oh, wow, we're really here and we're really making noise. Hafi, what happened with that team that we're facing next week? Last year, one of the worst teams in football. They draft Jaden Daniels. They go get Adam Peters as the general manager. Dan Quinn's the head coach. Cliff Kingsbury is the offensive coordinator, right? there's a lot of similarities here, Hafi. You know, I'm not saying that Geno Smith is Jaden Daniels by any means. He's a veteran guy, 34 years old, you know, but he's battle tested, right? He's a proven vet. You go get your quarterback. You go get Pete Carroll, new head coach. You go get a general manager and John Spytek that's very well respected around the NFL. You go get Tom Brady, you know, the minority owner that put a you know, a lot of attention on this Raiders team out there in Las Vegas. There's a lot of similarities here. A lot of similarities here. So, you know, once again, you just never know. We'll take it week by week, but you just never know. Charlie, I think right now he'll be questionable. I know he had the MRI on his knee, I believe, but I don't know if doubtful would be the word to use right now. They have a few extra days off. I haven't looked, though, so you could be right. Emotional Raiders says questionable versus the Raiders. So there you have it. And if so, guess what? Then we're facing Marcus Mariota, former Raider. So the way the NFL rolls, you guys, you know, players go down and inferior teams find ways to beat these teams with their best players out. You just never really know. But Chargers tonight. Raider Nation, hug your loved ones. Side note, F the dolts. Talk that talk, Flores. Appreciate you, brother. Being a member for 18 months, man. Thank you, Flores. Salute to you, man. Westwood says Gruden's channel was so terrible. I haven't really checked it out. I'll definitely go take a look at it, though. Okay, Emotional says per Rappaport. Okay. You got to keep an eye on Jaden Daniels for sure. Hug says, I'm going to wear 98, and LV Max is wearing his deuce. We will be 100 today. See what I did there? Tonight, I want everyone to expect that perplexed look on Harbaugh's face. Y'all know the face I'm talking about. And you know what, Hug? Just because of that, I'm going to wear 98 as well. I'm going to put my Max on tonight. I was going to wear – what was I going to wear tonight? I was going to do the Brock, but I'm gonna do the Max. I'm going to put the Max on. Salute to my brother Hug, and salute to my brother LV as well, putting on that deuce. Larry! We have the longest time after a big win, gone out the next week and gotten our ass beat. I hope the time for change has come and we smoke the Chargers. Salute to my guy Larry, man. Facts, bro. The thing is, man, we have a different team. They're ran by adults. They're ran by grown-ups. Can't expect this team to go out there and still make the same mistakes that we have in the past decade or so. You know what I mean? Like, we actually have adults in the building who have been there and done that, won championships at the highest level. So, you know, but yes, man, we have to go out there and be competitive today, though, Larry. You cannot allow these guys to come into our building and absolutely blow the doors off Raider Nation week 2, Monday Night Football in front of the entire world. This is an opportunity for us to put the NFL on notice. This is an opportunity for us to put the world on notice that the Raiders are not a team to be playing with. We went out to New England. You know, yes, New England's not as good as the Chargers. They were 4-13, just like us last year. They won a tough game in Miami on the road yesterday, you know, but we found a way to win. We need to do the same thing today. The Chargers are a well-coached, well-oiled machine, but we are at home. We have Geno Smith at the quarterback position. Ashton Genty is ready to wake the NFL up, and we have a ton of pass catchers that Geno can throw the football to, and our defense was a blessing in disguise last week. So, you know, the defense needs to show up today. We need Max to have a hell of a game. We need Kuntz and Tyree to replicate what they did last week. Get a sack or two. We need those DTs, Book, to continue to play the way he played last week. Jonah Lalu, Adam Butler, you know what I mean? And we need those corners. We need more of a rotation today, though, you guys. We cannot expect Caillou Blue Kelly to go out there and play every down and Eric Stokes to go out there and play every down. You got to get some DCAM in the mix. You have to get Darian Porter because this team has an onslaught of wide receivers. You know, Lab McConkey is a demon. Quentin Johnston, when he's on, he's a demon. Keenan Allen, he's a veteran, but he's a demon. They have a ton of weapons out there. Like, really, Trey Harris, a rookie that I like a lot out of Ole Miss. We need a rotation at that cornerback position. I hope that Pete just doesn't throw those two guys out there and tell them to go out there and make the difference, them and Darnay Holmes. We need guys to be fresh because these wide receivers are nice. Salute to Larry, man. Appreciate you, brother. Let me see. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are y'all waiting on? Hit that subscribe button. You're wipe them feet. Salute to my guy, Jeff, man. Acosta, a member for 19 months. If you guys want to become a member like my dog, Jeff, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on, man. Salute to my guy, Jeff. There's some fun things today, though. Real talk. I know you guys seen the Ian Rappaport report. I want to read this real quick because I found this to be fascinating. Pete Carroll smashed whiteboard during meeting to amp up the Raiders ahead of a win over the Patriots. So I'm going to read this real quick. The Las Vegas Raiders exited week 1 with a hard-fought road win over the New England Patriots, one ignited by the fiery actions of their soon-to-be 74-year-old head coach. On the Saturday night before the season opener on September 7th, Pete Carroll used the stage of his first pregame meeting with the Raiders to kick through a whiteboard in dramatic fashion, leading to pandemonium in the room in a moment those present won't soon forget. With the whiteboard obliterated, the end result on Sunday was a 20-13 victory over the Patriots. One source described Carroll like a WWE wrestler cutting a promo, showing the team that it didn't fly to New England to mess around. The Raiders came to compete. The blasted whiteboard was the fallout. That's just Pete, one person said in the room. That's how the culture, that's how you turn the culture around. And then once again, he goes on to say the Raiders will play the Chargers Monday night with Carroll facing his old nemesis, Jim Harbaugh. So I love that story, man. I love this coaching staff. I love what Pete is bringing to the table. This is a fun team, you guys. It is. It's really a fun team from on the defensive side of the ball, offensively, coaching staff. This is just the energy is totally different. This is why I believe that we can go into Allegiant Stadium today and come out with a big dub against our divisional rival, the Chargers, man. That says Pistol Pete. Facts. I'm excited and nervous at the same. Ghost Rider. I mean, that's just the life of a Raider fan. You know what I mean? Like, we could be facing the worst team in football tonight, and we'll still be feeling the same exact way. We'll feel the same way facing the Jaguars that we will be facing the Browns or the Panthers or the Chiefs or the Eagles. You just never really know what you're getting with this team. So the excitement is always turns into nervousness and always anxiety riddle, right? Because once again, this team is just always so you just never know what you're going to get. But, you know, the one thing I can say is when you have Pete in the building, you have Chip Kelly in the building, you have these guys, these leaders of men in the building, you know, things can change real quick, and we're starting to see that. Pace, when I lived in LA, it was much easier to watch our team. Now I'm on the East Coast in 45, so me and wifey got to take a nap before the game so we can stay up until 1 a.m. Oh, you don't think I'm going to do the same thing? I'm definitely doing the same thing, Pace. Shit. I got a pot of coffee already set for tonight. I'm going to go watch Monday Night Raw, probably pass out on like the last hour or so, and then me and Hammer will be here to cover the game. But I'm doing the same thing, Pace, for sure. It starts 9 o'clock my time. So I'll definitely be covering the game at least until midnight, maybe 1 o'clock if we do a recap after the game and do the whole pressers and all that good stuff. Pace, man, appreciate you, my brother. Let me see. Let me get a few more. I seen a few questions. Salute to Rick. Graphk, go Raiders. Gino's going over 400, and Thornton gets his first TD, and Genty over 100. Raiders 35-24. Okay. Salute to Rick. All right. You say he's going to pull a Russell Wilson today, huh? You guys see Russ? Russ went absolutely bonkers against the Dallas Cowboys yesterday, and then threw a pick in Russell Wilson fashion for him to lose the game. But that man had like 450, almost had 500 yards passing yesterday. So Rick says Gino's going to have a Russell Wilson-esque type game. I'm here for it. I'm going to go somewhere along the lines of what he did week 1, somewhere in that 350 to 400 range. I'm hoping. And if it's any lower than that, I'm just hoping because the ground game is rolling and it's not forcing him to throw the football all over the place. Steven says, Graphk, your opinion. What is your 3 keys to victory and 1 X factor to watch for? You know what's funny, man? The other night, I put something on Twitter. I'm going to share this with you guys because I was definitely definitely a little bit inebriated when I put up some of these hot takes. But I'm gonna put this on the screen real quick because you guys are gonna laugh your asses off. But I'm expecting some of it to happen. Okay, some of it to happen. I know people think I'm tweaking with some of this, but we're gonna have some fun here. Let me share the screen. Boom, 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 boom. All right, here's some hot takes. Hot takes on Twitter, you guys. Lay into me, man. Let me have it because you know that some of this or most of this is not going to happen. But I'm having some fun because I'm loving this team right now. Takes for Monday night. Hot take. Mayer scores a touchdown. It's not really a hot take, right? I mean, Brock is beat up, the knee injury. Mayer looked good last week. He had 4 catches. I think somewhere along the lines of like 36 to 40 yards in the passing game. So not that much of a hot take. Mayer scores a touchdown. Genty with over 100 on the ground with 2 touchdowns. 2. We get 2 goal line situations. Genty scores on both. Why not? Let's have some fun here. Genty with 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards rushing. Then, hot take. Besh with a TD. Last week he had, 1 catch for like 18 yards or something like that. Somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that exact number, but I think it was 1 for 18. This defense may try to, chime in on Dante and our speedsters, Tucker, Jacoby, which will leave Jack Besh, kind of that guy that can find a window of opportunity to come down with a touchdown. Why not? Hot take. Jack Besh with a touchdown. Let's get it. Max with 2 sacks. That's not far off, right? He had 1 last week. I think that's very possible. This is a divisional game. Max seems to wake up a little bit more. I know that he's heard the whole Joe Alt is your daddy talk, and Joe Alt has moved, to the left side, and they're going to move Max around a ton. He'll play on. They did it last week, you guys. They moved Max. I could have swore I've seen him at defensive tackle. They had him all over the defensive line last week. Expect him to be on the left side and right side. They're gonna move him around, but I'm expecting him to come down with 2 of them. 2. Carlos says I think it was 1 for 28. Was it that much? Was it? I could have swore it was 1 for 18. 1 for 23. So we were both, you were closer. 1 for 23. So Jack Besh had a really, really big gain on that one catch. So once again, I think Crosby wakes up against this whole Joe Alt talk. Like even coach saying Joe Alt punked Crosby. Okay. The Chargers fans are running with that on Twitter as well. Well, guess what? Max gets 2 sacks today. Geno goes for 375 to 400 in the air, 2 touchdowns and a pick. So 2 tutties. So that's going to be the Besh and the Mayer touchdown. Could be wrong. I'm just having some fun here, you guys. Some of these are hot takes, okay? 1 pick to Derwin James. Look, one of the best safeties in football. I've been a fan of his since Florida State. When he's healthy, he's probably the best safety in football. And he's healthy right now. He's excited. He was talking about facing Brock Bowers. He's ready for the challenge, called Brock the best tight end in football. But I think that Geno would throw 1 pick. He's a gunslinger. He did it last week. So I think 1 to Derwin James. Jamal Adams, strip sack. Because why not? Why not? I think he was the 2nd highest rated linebacker according to PFF last week. He had a big game for us. I'm expecting them to send the house at Herbert, and I'm expecting Jamal Adams to be one of those rooms in that house. And why not? Strip sack, Jamal Adams. Let's get it. I said if you can get two turnovers on this Chargers team, we can win this ball game. That to me is like if you can get 2, but you have to take advantage of those turnovers offensively, of course. But if you can come down with 2 turnovers, there's a very good chance that we can win this ball game. Jamal with a strip sack, Chin with the pick. Hot take. Why not? Palomal came down with 1 last week. I think Jeremy Chin can come down with 1 today. So those are my hot takes and some regular takes from Monday night's game tonight. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I know some of them are bold. Jack Besh getting a touchdown, right? Geno, 400 in the air. I understand. Jamal Adams, a strip sack. That's a lot to ask for from the 29-year-old. Just moved to linebacker. I understand. But I believe in him, and I think he can get it done. Pat says Head coach PC's birthday today. Happy B-Day, coach. I see us coming out and just being very, very physical. Max will show why he is the defensive player of the year. Player Geno is going to ball out and be a top 5 quarterback. Let's just smack those bolts around. Salute to my guy, Patrick, man. Appreciate you on a $20 special. My dog, salute to you, bro. Love it, love it, love it. Let me get that off the screen. House Junkies, I disagree with you. That defense looked like shit yesterday. Detroit put up 50 points on them. Caleb just looks like he can't really process that offense. If you really look at it, if you can really just watch, that's still a very fun offense. Ben Johnson is still a phenomenal offensive mind. It's going to take some time for those guys to gel. It is. Caleb Williams, though, I don't know if he's going to be able to be the guy to be able to process all that stuff that Ben Johnson is throwing at him. So, but and I like Caleb. You know, I thought I was one of the guys that thought that he could be a superstar at the NFL level. Still early, you know what I mean? But I don't know if he is the guy that can take that offense to the next level. I think that's why they signed their backup, Tyson Baguette, to I think 2-year deal for like $10 million or something like that. I would not be shocked if they turn to him soon. Just being real. S. Dot. Hot take. Genty, best demon time play with the biggest gain comes from 12 personnel off tackle handoffs. Mark my words, if they run that play. Talk that talk, S. Dot. Talk that talk, my brother. Let's go. You knew he was going with the trenches. You knew he was going with the trenches. Hey, salute also to everybody listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Once again, man, thank you guys for running those numbers up. The downloads have been actually kind of crazy. Thank you guys for being the best community in the world, man. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to continue to do this the way we do, and for us to, you know, get more opportunities and all this other stuff that's coming our way because of you guys and what you guys bring to the table. So thank you so much. Raider Rash, Geno was in a division with tough defenses, 300 plus in a W. Well, I don't think that I don't think it gets any easier, Rash, in the AFC West. I mean, the Chiefs had one of the better defenses in football last year. You know what I mean? Their defense showed up yesterday against the Super Bowl champs. Denver has one of the better defenses in football. I know they had a lapse of judgment yesterday in Indy, but and then the Chargers defense ain't no punk either. So it's not going to be any easier in this division, Rash. I think he went from one tough division to an even tougher division because of the coaches as well. Now you got Pete Carroll and you got, you know, Sean Payton, you got Jim Harbaugh, you know, you got Andy Reid. Some of these guys have won 3 rings, 1 ring. You know what I mean? Pete won 1. Jim Harbaugh, national championship, you know, title winner at Michigan. It's tougher in the AFC West. Big Al, yes, Brock will be playing today. Brock is playing for sure. Eric, JPJ is not playing. He is out with a concussion, which sucks. So, but we got to run with it. Alex Cappa season, you guys. It is what it is. For those who are asking also where you can watch the game, I think I've seen a few people at the beginning saying, where can we watch the game? I know some of these websites are down. I think Stream East is gone. I don't know if Crack Streams is still around, but ESPN, ABC, ESPN Deportes, and NFL Plus is where you can watch the game tonight. So ESPN, ABC, ESPN Deportes, and NFL Plus. So you probably have to have maybe like a Sling, you know, or one of those, an account with one of these apps in order to watch it, or have cable, right? Which I don't think most people do anymore. But ESPN, ABC, ESPN Deportes, and NFL Plus is where you can watch the game today. So for those who are wondering where to watch the game. Oh, Dofu. Okay. Haven't seen that in a while. I thought Stream East was down. I thought it was down. Do you think they benched JPJ if Cappa play? Now, I love that you mentioned that because I see my brother Scout put a tweet out the other day, and you know, I had something to say about it. I retweeted it and kind of gave my word, you know, my opinion on it, right? Scout went out to say, let me bring this up real quick. I want to read this real fast. And you guys know how much I love JPJ. So this lets you know like how I really truly feel about this situation. But I'm looking, where is it? He says JPJ struggled in week 1, but in no way do I see the Raiders pivoting to Alex Cappa, even if he looks good versus LA. I beg to differ. I said, bro, what? If Cappa plays great, he stays in the lineup. That's a no-brainer. And I love JPJ. You roll with what works, simple and plain. So if he goes out there and he plays at a high level, Alex Cappa, we get the run game going, and pass pro is solid with him in the lineup, and that O-line gets better. Why are you going back to JPJ? And I love JPJ. I don't want him to lose his job. But once again, I mean, concussions are scary, and this isn't his first one that he's had. Alex Cappa signed a 2-year deal. And to be real with you guys, as much as all the energy around JPJ was in the offseason about him, not being the center and then fighting for that right guard spot, honestly, this may be a hot take. If Cappa didn't get that rib injury, we may be having an entirely different conversation here. Cappa may have won that job. Just being honest. I'm just being honest. We don't know what this new regime thinks with JPJ. There was a lot of question marks surrounding him this offseason. They moved Jordan Meredith to center without even playing a snap there at the NFL level. Then it's right guard starter, JPJ or Alex Cappa. Then Cappa goes out with the ribs injury, misses a ton of training camp, and JPJ is inserted as the starting right guard. So, look, Tom Brady won a championship with Alex Cappa. John Spytek won a championship with Alex Cappa. Devin White has won a championship with Alex Cappa on their O-line. I'm not taking away anything that JPJ can bring to the table, but all I'm going to say is this. If Cappa goes out there and performs really well, there's no reason to throw JPJ back out there if the offensive line immediately looks better than what it was last week. Simple and plain. And that's not me giving up on JPJ. This is just stating the facts here, you guys. I'm sorry. If Geno went out there today and threw 3 picks in the first half, he gets, God forbid, he gets hurt, and we throw Kenny Pickett in there and Pickett goes in and throws 4 touchdowns, you roll with the hot hand to me. You just roll with the hot hand. I want to win ball games here. Just is what it is. So, and outside of that really, really tough year last year with Alex Cappa, and I'm talking about nasty, like one of the worst years that you can ever see out of a guard. I mean, look at this, you guys. We've seen this graphic a million times. First in sacks allowed, first in pressures allowed, first in hurries allowed among all guards, first. So, but once again, sometimes a player goes to a different place and they look really, really good. Look at Mekhi Becton. Went out there with the Jets, struggled to stay healthy, didn't perform at a high level, went to Philly with that great O-line, looked really good, and got a massive deal with the Chargers. Things change. Things change. So, and yes, Chris, Cappa did have some injuries that he was battling through for sure. For sure. Pete said Brock is good to go. Yes, he is. He is. Now, I don't know if he's going to be out there with the sleeve and, the brace and all that good stuff. But once again, I expect Brock to go out there and be a difference maker on that offensive side of the ball, for sure. Let me see. I agree, Graphk, because that doesn't mean they're giving up on him yet. It's just putting whoever they can to give us a better chance right now. Yeah, man, this is only year 2 with JPJ, you guys. It's only year 2. Yes, at least another 2 years on his contract, and we still have a ton of time to evaluate him and see what's going on. Let's get JPJ healthy before anything. House Junkie, let's just keep it real, man. Divine Diablo is a safety, okay? I know that I know the Raiders converted him to linebacker, and I know he looks a lot better in Atlanta right now, but it's only 2 weeks. Like, let's just, come on, man. What do you have, 4 tackles last night? I'm not jumping the gun here and acting as though Divine Diablo is going to be an all-pro linebacker. I'm not going to do that. He stunk it up with us, honestly. And, that defense is solid in Atlanta. They have a very good, defensive-minded head coach. that they're putting him in place to be successful. Great, man. More power to Divine Diablo, but I'm not jumping the gun just yet. I mean, think about it. We could do this, right? Robert Spillane has looked bad the first few weeks. He doesn't look like he's worth the contract that he got with New England. Divine Diablo has probably outperformed what they thought he would do. It's only a few weeks. It's only a few weeks to monitor. We got to have this discussion, midway through the season to see if he can continue to play the way he's playing. And more power to Divine, man. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Homegrown talent. You want to succeed. But I need to see more than just that. And I watched that entire game yesterday. Let me see. Went over that. Wipe them feet once again, you guys. Make sure you guys get those likes up and hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Once again, you guys, this is the updated injury report for the Chargers and our Raiders. Elijah Molden, safety / DB, hamstring. He is officially out for the Chargers. That's a major blow. He was limited in practice Thursday, did not participate Friday or Saturday. Denzel Perryman dealing with that ankle injury, former Raider, officially out, did not practice at all week long. Del'Shawn Phillips, the linebacker, dealing with a toe injury, did not participate Thursday, was limited in practice Friday and Saturday. He's officially questionable for tonight's game. And then Tarheeb Steele, their corner, dealing with a calf injury, he is good to go. It was limited Thursday, full participant Friday and Saturday. And then for our Raiders, we talked about it. Brock did not participate Thursday or Friday. Limited Saturday. He's officially questionable, but he's good to go tonight. Jackson Powers Johnson did not participate Friday or Saturday. I believe the concussion happened Thursday in practice. He is officially out. Landon Roberts with that elbow. He is good to go. Was limited in practice Friday, did not participate Thursday. Was a full participant Saturday. So we have our middle linebacker, Landon Roberts, out there in a big game against a team where we got to stop the run with the Marion Hampton and Najee Harris. So great game to have Landon Roberts back into the grand scheme of things. I'm expecting him to potentially have something over his elbow. I thought it was way worse than what it was, but it's good to see him back out there. Let me see. Get a few more questions in, you guys. Oh, yeah, Matt, for sure. Definitely. Devin White and Jamal Adams. I dare to say Jermaine Pratt too, Matt, but I guess it's just my Raiderdom and my biasness, but, is what it is. We're always as fans, we're always looking for things to be upset about. Oh, my God, he didn't look like that with the Raiders. Then he went out there and he looked really good. Man, look. Divine Diablo is a Falcon now. Let him go out there and cook. Salute to my guy AR, man. Keys to the game. Run the ball. I think our guy will run hard. We keep Herbert on that sideline. Defensive line, get after Herbert. I can see us getting a couple of picks. Defend home field, making it home. Talk that talk, my boy. Salute to my brother AR on a $10 special. Definitely have to run the football effectively. You cannot be, you can't get it done with just passing the football the way you did last week. We have to get the ground game going. We can't be one-dimensional against Jim Harbaugh and company. They're a playoff team for a reason, you guys. We have to get it, set up the run to set up the pass. Run the football, like you said. Try and keep Herbert off the field. Run down that defense. Mow them down. Get them tired as shit. And you can win that ball game. Run the football effectively and stop the run. Stop the run. And do not allow Herbert to use his legs to beat you. Honestly, put a spy on him. Jamal, high-stakes Adams, baby. Keep pressure on him all night long. Contain Justin Herbert. Do not allow him to beat you with his legs because he will. He will extend plays and find one of those plethora of receivers that he has at his disposal. Definitely. AR, appreciate you, my brother. Salute to you on a $10 smackaroonie. Do you know, Jeff, it sounds like it's going to be a blackout at Allegiant Stadium for sure. I mean, bro, honestly, there's not enough Charger fans in the world unless they bring the AI bots out. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Water spilling all over the place. Salute the Runway Jet, my guy, on becoming a member. Appreciate you, my brother. If you guys want to become a member, like my guy Runway, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here at OLV Raiders Network. My dog Runway, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Jack says Mad Max is going to have a career game. Okay. That's tough, man. That's tough. Once again, Joe Alt is a stud. That O-line, I know they lost Rashawn Slater for the season, but it's not a bad O-line. They're going to find ways to try and keep Max as much out of the game as much as possible, right? But career game is rough. I mean, that's tough. I can see him getting 2 or 3, though, for sure. Max needs to make sure that he helps, like he always does, in the run game. Keep Amarion Hampton and Najee Harris very, very honest today and get to Herbert. Just pressure him a ton. Even if you got to throw him Malcolm Kuntz's way, whatever the hell you got to do, just put pressure on Herbert. Let me see. Yeah, Johnny, I agree. We talked about this last week. Put Jamal as that spy. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him. As someone who converted from safety to linebacker, he's a veteran, former all-pro guy. I trust Jamal Adams to keep an eye on Herbert all game long. That would be great. That would be great. Let me see. I would love that, DeMarcus. Malcolm and Tyree special today with Booker and Butler. Let's go. Let's go. Even if they keep our guy Max, modest today, we have a plethora of more weapons on that defensive line that can get to the quarterback. I mean, look, Jonah Lalu had a sack last week. Malcolm did. Tyree did. Butler, I believe, had a batted the ball down, and he was all over the place as well. Booker was all over the place. So, yeah, man, that defensive line, if they show up today, we can win this ball game. Run the football effectively, and if that defensive line can show up and show out, those are definitely 2 keys to victory for tonight's game, for sure. D needs to be cognizant of Herbert's fake slides. Talk, Vegas Raiders. Factory. I hate that shit. I hate that. I hate those fake slides. That shit should be illegal, bro. Like, real talk. The Kenny Pickett special, Vegas Raiders, I hate it. I hate it. House, man, this is facts. But you know what? I think that's every week. Special teams needs to be solid every single week for you to win football games. Look what happened to Pittsburgh yesterday, you guys. They lost because of a rookie mistake on special teams. Caleb Johnson touched the football, went in the end zone, ended up becoming a touchdown for Seattle. You always have to have your special teams on point. I'm not the biggest Tom McMahon fan, our special teams coach. But I'll say this, man. If Dylan and Tucker can go out there and do their thing in special teams, and those other guys, Porter and DCAM and company, can continue to show up, we'll be all right. But special teams is a necessity every single week. You can't win with a bad special teams unit, And then, we got Carlson and AJ Cole, probably the best duo in football, kicking field goals and punts. So we'll be all right. We'll be fine. But once again, you can't have those kind of lapses like yesterday with Pittsburgh. Caleb Johnson, that lost in that ball game. Hey, man. Did you see that video, Hug, of Jamal talking his shit? The Raiders, it's on the Raiders' Instagram. He is a dog, man. And then Landon Roberts was right next to him talking this shit too. You'd love to see it, man. Go knock his ass out. Go knock him out. Hey, play that fake slide shit if you want and get cremated. Yeah, Flores, that was terrible. But let me see. We went over the injury report, talked about Pete Carroll over there smashing whiteboards and shit, which you love to see. Also, you guys, I wanted to go over real quick time and the betting odds and all that good stuff. So kickoff at Allegiant Stadium, you guys, is set for 10 p.m. Eastern. This is according to CBSSports.com. Los Angeles is a 3.5-point favorite in the latest Chargers and Raiders odds. And the over-under for total points scored is 46.5. The Chargers are a minus 185 favorite on the money line, risk 185 to win 100, while the Raiders are plus 154 underdogs, risk 100 to win 154. Before making any Raiders, Chargers picks, be sure to see what the sports line projection model has to say. So right now they have the Chargers winning by the 3.5 point favorites, even at Allegiant Stadium at home in Pete Carroll's first home game. So something to keep an eye on, man. Look, to be real, I don't bet on my team. That's not who I've never been that. But this would be an interesting game. If I did bet, I would definitely probably throw a couple dollars on this one. I really truly would. The over-under on 46.5. What do you guys have? I honestly have over. I have over on 46.5 points. I'm going to take the over. I think that this could be a high-scoring affair, potentially in the 60s. I think that both teams could put up a 30 plus. Why not? Geno was a gunslinger. Herbert, look what he did to the Chiefs last week. This can be a slobber knocker of a game. I'm going to take the over on the 46.5. So, and of course, I got the Raiders winning this game. So, for all my bettors out there, 3.5, minus 3.5 for the Chargers. That's the spread. This is DraftKings Sportsbook. And then once again, 46.5 points is the over-under, which I'm taking the over. I think that we can both put up 30-plus points. And I think this may be a shootout. Punchy, you like that, right? You like that. I had to get back into my WWE bag, bro. I was hoping somebody said, what the hell is Attitude Era, baby. You had to be there, Quills. You had to be there. Salute to my guys, man. Yeah, hey, man, look, we're a good young team, man, playing in a minor league park in West Sacramento. It's nasty work. But I'm excited about my A's future, man. Those young pups look good. Over 47-0. Talk floors. AR says, I say over. I see 35 to 24 Raiders. Okay. I think it's going to be closer than that. I do. I see some people saying the Raiders are going to win by multiple scores. I didn't see enough in week one from the Raiders or anything that the Chargers put out there that would make me think that we would beat them by 2 scores. If we find a way to win this game, you guys, I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be 3 points or it's under 7. I don't see this as being a game where the Raiders go out there and blow the doors off the Chargers. They're coming off of a playoff year. They've heard all the noise in the offseason about them not being able to get it done. Herbert played phenomenal last week. I am not jumping the gun here and saying that the Raiders are going to win by multiple scores. That's just not – I'm not playing those games. I think it's going to be close. But I do believe that we can pull it off. Let me see. John Bailey? Hell no. Let me see. Cap says Raiders plus 3.5. Over 46.5 plus 260. Abel says Geno Smith over his pass completions and pass attempts. Genty TD, Tucker TD. Okay, let's go. Talk that talk, my brother. Salute to my brother Halo in the building as well. Always good to see my brother, man. Love you, bro. We definitely need to catch up. I keep saying that. We need to catch up soon, man. Salute to my father, one of my fathers in the building, and my brother in real life, my dog Halo. Chargers ring ceremony tonight. 4 for the last Vegas Raiders ain't shit. You are crazy, bro. Crazy, bro. Salute to my guy, Vegas Raiders. Once again, man, I want to bring this up real fast, you guys. This is why this is a big game for the Raiders tonight. It's week 2. This doesn't make or break your season. Win or loss doesn't make or break your season. But, this division is just wide open. It's wide open. If you win this game, we're up at number 1 in this division by ourselves. And every other team is 1-1 or 0-2. And once again, after that Commanders game, there's some very winnable games after that. We can go on a nice little run. I'm going to repeat myself. I know you guys heard me say it already, but it is what it is. We can go on a nice little run. We can find a way to win this game. People are going to probably start taking this team very seriously, especially if you find a way to go out to DC and beat the Commanders. Then we're in for a real ride. But if we can win Monday Night Football tonight against a team coming off a playoff berth that beat the Chiefs the way they did last week in Brazil, tough place to play. The national media, the NFL world, they may start taking this serious here, starting the season off 2-0. So I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Salute to the almost 1,200 people here in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, what are y'all waiting on? Hit that subscribe button. Get a couple more questions in, you guys, before we get out of here. I was going to do an hour. I got some things I need to do around the house before the game tonight. Once again, double header tonight, y'all. Tampa Bay faces the Houston Texans, and then we are the late game facing the Chargers at home at Allegiant Stadium, against the Los Angeles Chargers. Let me see. Hey, I talked about that yesterday, Jose, on Twitter. That's a nice team. They almost folded at the end of that game, though. They definitely almost folded. They almost get that game up against Carolina. And salute to Hunter Renfrow, man. 2 touchdowns yesterday. You love to see former Raider guys. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Hunter went out there, had 2 touchdowns yesterday for the Carolina Panthers. They definitely almost came back and won that game. I think they lost by 5, but they were down big. And, Bryce and those guys, they came back on Arizona. But that Arizona team is sneaky. They have a ton of talent on both sides of the ball. Let me see. Flores, that's how I am. That's how I'm feeling. Just win. I don't give a shit how we do it. Just win this game. Facts. But yeah, man. Other than that, love you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. On the way out, wipe them. Hit that subscribe button. We will see you guys tonight. 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chargers. Me and Hammer will be here every step of the way, calling the play-by-play. Get your drinks ready. Get your food ready. Get whatever your cigars ready. Get whatever you need and pull up over here. We're going to have some fun tonight. Love and appreciate you guys. And also salute to everybody on listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Once again, I'm out. Wow.